You're watching Netrush Report, your home for tennis drama, rivalries, and comeback stories that remind us what true grit looks like. Let's get into it. Just 8 days ago, Elena Rybakina's fans were holding their breath. The Kazakh powerhouse had just pulled out of the Tokyo semifinal with a back injury, casting serious doubt over her participation in the season-ending WTA Finals in Riyadh. The withdrawal wasn't just a physical setback. It was a moment that tested the very spirit that's made Rybakina one of the most respected players on the tour. At just 26, she's already a Grand Slam champion, a consistent top 5 presence, and a quiet assassin on court. But in 2025, nothing about her journey has been straightforward. Injuries, internal turmoil, and constant changes within her team all conspired to make this one of her most emotionally draining seasons yet. Still, she's here, standing among the top 8 women in the world, ready to compete once again. When asked about her physical condition heading into the finals, Rybakina didn't sugarcoat her reality. It wasn't an easy trip, that's for sure. A bit of jet lag. I had a couple of days off. I would say, of course, not the freshest, but I think when the competition starts, it doesn't matter. You try to do your best. Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen, she said with her signature composure. Those words might sound modest, but to anyone who's followed Rybakina this season, they carry weight. Because this isn't just about one tournament. It's about a player who's learned to fight through exhaustion, politics, and pain, all while maintaining the quiet professionalism that's become her trademark. Elena Rybakina's 2025 campaign began with uncertainty, and not the kind that comes from on-court form. Her relationship with longtime coach Stefano Vukov, once viewed as one of the most stable partnerships on the WTA Tour, faced turmoil early in the year. Rumors of tension between the two surfaced following the Australian Open, and before long, Vukov was temporarily removed from her team pending an internal review. For a player who thrives on routine, this disruption couldn't have come at a worse time. Rybakina later described those months as challenging, a word she doesn't use lightly. This season was challenging. I won't say it was my best season, definitely, but I'm happy that in the end I qualified also, and I'm here. I played full season. Didn't skip much. Played a lot, she admitted in Riyadh. And that's the remarkable part. Despite everything, she never stopped showing up. While other players managed their schedules carefully, Rybakina was almost always on court, grinding through long weeks, adapting to time zones, and dealing with a body that wasn't always at 100%. From Indian Wells to Stuttgart, Rome to Beijing, her consistency was quietly impressive, even if the titles didn't always follow. When Vukov's appeal was eventually approved and he officially returned to her coaching team mid-season, a visible shift occurred. Her game regained its edge. The calm baseline power returned, her first serve became lethal again, and the results began to speak for themselves. In late September, she captured the WTA 500 title in Ningbo, dismantling opponents with her trademark precision. Then, she carried that momentum to Tokyo, where she reached the semifinals. The performance that ultimately sealed her qualification for the WTA Finals. It wasn't the fairy tale ending she wanted, withdrawing before facing Linda Noskova in the semis, but it was enough to secure her place among the world's best in Riyadh. The back injury that forced her Tokyo withdrawal wasn't a new problem. Insiders close to her camp revealed that Rybakina had been managing lower back tightness for weeks, likely the result of accumulated fatigue after playing 4 tournaments in quick succession during the Asian swing. For a player whose game relies heavily on explosive power, from her booming first serve to her aggressive baseline strikes, even a slight back issue can be devastating. Her team had to make a difficult decision in Tokyo: push through the pain and risk aggravating it, or step back and protect her chances for Riyadh. That decision now looks wise, as she's confirmed her readiness to open her WTA Finals campaign against Amanda Anisimova, another player known for raw shot-making and bold aggression. The matchup promises to be intense, and for Rybakina, it's the perfect test of her resilience. Quiet confidence in Riyadh. Arriving in Riyadh, Rybakina looked calm, even serene. During practice sessions, there's no hint of panic, no sign of drama, just quiet preparation. Observers noted her training rhythm: focused hitting, deliberate movement, controlled pace. No unnecessary risk, no overexertion. She knows this tournament is as much about mental strength as it is about physical endurance. Her words before the event reflected this mindset. When the competition starts, it doesn't matter if you're tired. You just try to do your best. It's a line that perfectly captures the Rybakina ethos. She's not one for emotional outbursts or dramatic statements. Her weapon is her ability to stay composed while chaos swirls around her. And in a season where so many WTA players have struggled with inconsistency, that mental toughness could be her biggest advantage. To appreciate what Rybakina achieved, you have to look at the numbers. Despite an uneven start, she's quietly racked up one of the most solid seasons on tour. A WTA 500 title in Ningbo, deep runs in multiple premier-level events, wins over top 10 opponents including Aryna Sabalenka and Coco Gauff. But perhaps more importantly, she showed up when it mattered most. The WTA Finals is reserved for the season's top 8 performers, and it's not just about points, but persistence. Rybakina's willingness to grind through tournaments while others rested ensured she stayed in contention right to the very end. When she reached the Tokyo semifinals, she effectively punched her ticket to Riyadh, completing a late-season surge that felt both earned and deserved. Her final stat before withdrawing from Tokyo? 6 straight match wins. Every single one of them a statement of intent, a season of learning, growth, and renewal beyond the numbers. This season was a turning point for Rybakina in another way. It revealed her ability to adapt and evolve. There were times when frustration got the better of her, particularly after tough losses in Grand Slams where she felt her level was good, but her body betrayed her. Yet even then, she carried herself with grace, rarely showing emotion beyond a brief shake of the head or a quiet sigh. Her professionalism has become something of a calling card in the modern WTA landscape, where personalities often shine louder than performances. And while Rybakina isn't the loudest, she's unquestionably one of the most respected. The way she handled her coaching saga, injury challenges, and travel fatigue this season speaks volumes about her maturity. In many ways, 2025 has forged a tougher, more self-aware version of the Wimbledon champion. But make no mistake, the WTA Finals will be a brutal test. Rybakina's group includes some of the fiercest names in women's tennis, reigning champions, hard hitters, and players peaking at just the right time. Every match here counts. Every point could decide who advances. And with the physical toll of the past months still lingering, she'll have to rely as much on her discipline as on her forehand. Still, few would bet against her. Rybakina's game, when firing, is tailor-made for this stage. Powerful, precise, and mentally unshakable. If her serve starts clicking and her movement feels sharp, she could very well make a deep run, maybe even all the way to the title. The conditions in Riyadh, favoring flat hitters, might just play in her hands. Whether or not she lifts the WTA Finals trophy this week, Elena Rybakina has already proven something bigger. That true greatness isn't just measured in wins. It's measured in how you respond when things go wrong. This season tested her patience, her body, and her spirit. And through it all, she's shown the same qualities that made her Wimbledon champion in 2022. Grace under pressure and a refusal to make excuses in a sport that thrives on flash and noise. Rybakina's quiet intensity remains refreshingly authentic. And perhaps that's why fans admire her so deeply. Because while others talk, she just gets the job done. As she steps into the Riyadh arena, Rybakina carries the lessons of a long, punishing season with her. She knows what it feels like to play through pain, to navigate internal struggles, and to keep believing even when her body says no. But now, the focus is simple: compete, perform, and end the year on her terms. No drama. No excuses. Just Rybakina, the quiet storm. No matter how this week unfolds, one thing's clear: Elena Rybakina has already proven she belongs among the elite. Her comeback from injury, her steady resolve through chaos, and her quiet confidence in the face of pressure all remind us why she's one of the toughest players on the WTA Tour. If she wins in Riyadh, it'll be a statement to the world. If she doesn't, it's still proof that true champions never stop fighting. You've been watching Netrush Report, your home for tennis rivalries, comeback stories, and the athletes who define resilience. Stay tuned, because Elena Rybakina's story is far from over.